Hi, hello, and welcome back to F1 Challenge Career Mode. My name is Mephisto, and today we are heading off to Great Britain for round 8 of the 99 Formula One season. Let's get started.
Just before the free practice session begins, let's take a quick look at the Drivers' Championship. Hakkinen is running away with the Drivers' Championship. Schumacher, second. The Jordan driver, third.
Coulthard and Irvine share 4th, Barrichello 5th, Fisichella 6th, Hill 7th, Trulli, Panis and Genet share 8th, Ralph Schumacher and Villeneuve share 9th.
Well, that covers the drivers. Let's take a quick look at the constructors next. McLaren lead the Constructors' Championship and arrive here having finished a legendary 1-2 in the last race. Can they do it again? Ferrari are second. Jordan are third.
Stewart 4th, Prost 5th, Benetton 6th, Minardi 7th, and Williams and BAR 8th.
Located just a few kilometers outside of Northampton, the fantastic Silverstone circuit combines two fast straights with an enthralling selection of slow, medium and high-speed turns. Surrounded by the headquarters of the Jordan, Williams, Jaguar, Renault, British American Racing and McLaren teams, this disused airfield in the heart of Formula One's so-called Silicon Valley often plays host to one of the most competitive races of the season.
Here we are in Britain, and after a slightly disappointing race in France last week, we'll be looking to try and have a better race here today. Expectations are quite high, both from the team and Jordan fans alike. We'll have a tough competition and we'll have to make sure that we finish in the point. But for now, let's focus on qualifying. Coming around for the first qualifying lap, we had a chance to see how the car feels, and so far it runs perfectly. And we crossed the line with a time of 1 minute 29.931 seconds, putting us in 10th for the moment. And now, coming around for our second qualifying lap, we've fallen down to 21st, and that is not a good sign. It is definitely not where we want it to be. But we crossed the line with a time of 1 minute 30.083 seconds, leaving us in 21st. See you on the grid.
Hello there. Welcome to Great Britain for round 8 of the 1999 FIA Formula One World Championship. The weather, as so often is the case here, is just wonderful. Mika Hakkinen first. David Coulthard second. Michael Schumacher consistently outpaced his championship rival. He starts third. Damon Hill was consistently faster than his teammate. He starts fourth. Eddie Irvine fifth. Rubens Barrichello sixth. Giancarlo Fisichella seventh. Villeneuve eighth. Herbert ninth. Schumacher 10th. Wirtz 11th. Jarno Trulli 12th. Diniz 13th. Jean Alesi 14th. Panis 15th. Zonta 16th. Zanardi 17th. Pedro de la Rosa 18th. Luca Badoa 19th. Genet 20th. The Jordan driver 21st. Tora Takagi 22nd.
Here we are on the grid, and with a very poor qualifying session, we'll really have to push hard to get anywhere near the points. And we're off. I immediately pulled to the right to keep Takagi behind, and we'll try to get ahead of a few cars into the first corner. We managed to gain 4 places, but we immediately lose because I was trying not to make contact with anyone. But let's take another look at the start. We all managed to pull away from the grid cleanly. Overall, a pretty standard start. In the meantime, we managed to get ahead of Zanardi, Panis, and De La Rosa, who is stuck in 5th gear. And we're now looking at Trulli. We'll try to get closer to him and, eventually, go for a pass. And we now have a yellow flag, which means that one of the cars must have went off the track or had an accident. We eventually passed Trulli as well as Burt, then Alesi and Ralf Schumacher. We are now looking at Herbert as Michael Schumacher retires from the race. Here we can see Schumacher as he goes off the track, spins the car around and retires. Of course, in the real race he actually had an accident in which he broke his leg, causing him to miss out most of the second half of the season. However, that isn't represented in the game, so we will see him back in his car in the Austrian Grand Prix. But we've now passed Herbert, placing us in 8th, and we'll be looking to pass Villeneuve next. However, Herbert gets back in front of us, and we now have a pretty exciting battle for position. Driving side by side, it seems that he is slightly faster on the straights, but we managed to outbrake him into cops, taking back the position. A couple more places and we'll be in the points. Later on, during the second lap, we get close enough to Villeneuve to pass him, moving us into 7th position. Next, we'll have Fisichella to deal with, and on lap 3 we close up on him, so we'll try and go for an overtake, which we do quite nicely, but he gets back in front of us. However, we manage to get around him again, and that puts us in 6th. So now we are in the points, but we'll try to get a bit higher still. On lap 4, we try to get ahead of Barrichello, but he won't give up his position that easily. However, we do get in front of him eventually. Next up, we have teammate Hill, with Irvine in front of him. We battle with Damon for position and we pass him, placing us in 4th. We'll be now looking to get around Irvine. And on lap 6, we attempt an overtake on the inside. We then cut across for the second turn of the chicane. Irvine goes off the track a bit, slowing him down and allowing us to pass him. He then taps the rear of our car, causing him to lose control. But we are now entering the pits for fuel and tires. It's been a pretty exciting race so far, so let's hope it stays that way. The car is now off the jack and we'll be waiting for the Lollipop Man's signal. We are now ready to rejoin the track after a relatively long pit stop of 13.3 seconds. Now, on lap 8, as we are chasing down Fisichella, Villeneuve has smoke coming from his engine, and that will effectively put him out of the race. Here we see Villeneuve with a cloud of black smoke coming from his car. But back to our own race now. We still have to catch Fisichella. And on lap 9, we catch Barrichello just as he leaves the pits, whilst Hakkinen is having suspension problems. Here we have the Flying Finn, who stops in the middle of the track, and Herbert plows into the rear of his car. We are now close enough to Barrichello to try and pass him, but I make a slight mistake allowing him to get away. However, we'll try again in the next corner, where we get in front of him no problem. Now we are approaching Damon, our teammate, who is now in first position. It would be quite something if we could cross the finish line in an amazing 1-2. I now pass Damon Hill, however, I was afraid he wouldn't be able to keep Barrichello behind him, and that would ruin the chance of finishing the race in a 1-2, so I decided to let him pass me, whilst letting me keep Barrichello at bay. However, I slowed down a bit too much, and that allows Barrichello to get in front as well. but I won't let him stay ahead of me for long. I really want to end this race in a 1-2, but that won't be possible if I don't take back my position. And now, with Coulthard closing in, the pressure is building rapidly. But I do get around Barrichello. Now I only need to focus on keeping him and Coulthard behind me. And now, coming up on the final corner of the race, after a very tough battle to try and keep Barrichello and Coulthard behind me, we finally crossed the finish line with Damon in first, me in second, Barrichello third and Coulthard fourth. An absolutely amazing race here at the British Grand Prix. This is exactly what we needed. It's been quite tough, but we got there in the end. And I have to say, this was one of my most exciting races in a very long time.
Well, that's the end of a fantastic British Grand Prix. Here are the final results. Damon Hill first. The Jordan driver second. Rubens Barrichello third. Coulthard fourth. Schumacher fifth. Irvine sixth. With the results confirmed, it's high time we updated the Drivers' Championship. Hakkinen first.
Michael Schumacher second, we are third, Coulthard fourth, Irvine fifth, Barrichello sixth, Hill seventh, Fisichella eighth, Ralf Schumacher, Trulli, Panis and Genet share ninth, and Villeneuve 10th.
McLaren increase their lead at the top of the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari are second, whilst third place is held by Jordan.
Stewart 4th, Prost 5th, Benetton 6th, Williams and Minardi share 7th, and BAR are in 8th. Well, that's all for now, but join me next time when we head out to Austria for round 9 of the season. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, stay sharp.